Legendary Horseshoe Tavern. Written by David Mcpherson. Narrated by Jeff Woods. Dedication, Gracias, Corazon. Without music, life would be a mistake. Friedrich Nietzsche. Foreword. To understand the significance of the Horseshoe Tavern, one needs to delve into the personal archives of so many Torontonians and visitors to the city to hear the stories of first time ever or best concert or mind-blowing after-hours event. The stories are legend. They represent some of the best reflections on the history of the city. First ever story? We waited for the Horseshoe to open in order to secure a front row table to see the legendary pseudo-cowboy Jerry Jeff Walker. I believe we got in and grabbed a table shortly after noon. Maybe an apocryphal time, but that's how these stories go. We stayed all day until showtime. The stage was low and at the time on the west wall. We were well oiled by the time Jerry Jeff took the stage. He was obviously pleased to see a sold-out house and started in with commitment. A number of songs in, with his long arms swinging, he whacked his guitar on the low-hung ceiling. He cursed and thrust his guitar head angrily into the maze of wires and pipes in the ceiling, thereby rendering the guitar unusable. Frankly, it was our real-life Pete Townshend moment. We couldn't have been more thrilled and hooted our approvals, to which he gave a sheepish grin. The story of the Horseshoe Tavern is, to a certain degree, the history of how Toronto grew up. It starts as a refuge for East Coasters who have come to the city for work and are missing the music and dancing of the homes they have left behind. Count Basil Donovan, Blue Rodeo bass player, is the son of one of those couples. His parents would venture down to the Horseshoe for some country music and dancing, and to rub shoulders with other East Coasters. As the city grew and music scene matured, the Horseshoe stayed true to its friendly roots. By the time our band, Blue Rodeo, was looking to get its first gig in the city, the Horseshoe was the mythical master. I can still remember going down the dark steps to present our cassette to X-Ray McCrae, the rockabilly motorcycle man music programmer. It was a long and nerve-wracking walk, and as friendly as X-Ray was, he had a stack of other cassettes on his desk a foot high. It wasn't going to be automatic, that was for sure. So we played a few other places before we got the call. But when we did, it was as exciting as anything that's happened since. Some places just have an aura that makes them more special than the rest, and that says it all about the Horseshoe Tavern. We had grown up in the city hearing about shows at the Shoe, and had attended a few, but never thought we would have the opportunity. How many others have felt the same? Countless, I imagine. The book you're about to hear tells the tale of so many decades of entertainers, barflies, doormen, soundmen, scoundrels, poets, and can't miss but somehow did musicians. The Horseshoe we came to know as a band had some historic nights. Each night the room was full of patrons dressed in neo-cowboy gear, continuing the long tradition of dancing to every song. There were solid, colorful characters, Handsome Ned, Keith Demick, Teddy Fury, all outliers in a supportive creative scene. There were quick-draw contests when Ned played, and famous actors and musicians coming to check out a band. And one famous night after the regular closing, the guitarist from Dire Straits, Jack Sonny, whom we knew from New York, where he worked in a guitar store, asked if we could set up a jam. That jam drew all the musicians in town and lasted till 6 in the morning. Once again, the friendly confines of the Shoe had added another entry to Toronto's logbook. There aren't a lot of cities in the world that can boast a stage that has nurtured so many international and local musicians. It has continued virtually without interruption. That alone is an accomplishment. It harkens back to more innocent, let's just dance and have fun times. It ties together modern anything-goes times with those days when Sunday drinking was considered a sin, and all through the painful growing-up times the stage was full of glorious music. Some aspirations withered on the vine, but many flourished. I can say for myself that I was never as happy as I was playing at the Shoe when the whole experience was new and unexpected. Again, how many others have felt they found a home away from home at the Shoe? Countless, I imagine. Jim Cuddy of Blue Rodeo, April 2017.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?